Hmm. Having that Valentina actually makes a lot of sense since already the Faramis is getting banned, the Nana is out of there, and also the Joy and the Novaria. So seeing the Valentina makes a lot of sense, especially because of the heavy spin and the Astral Ultimate from Troublemaker and the Novaria. So far, I think that Team Blacklist or like Blacklist International are making a decent job when it comes to drafting, and this is what we are used to from Coach Master the Basics. And here I was actually going to say, why don't we see someone like the Lilia? I know that was like before the Valentina appears, but I thought that Lilia might be used from Blacklist International. Anyway, RCC summons the Terizla for their side, and they will have extra crowd control. We might actually see a Diggy, maybe.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about, a little bit of that setting potential in the name of the ultimate from Terizla. So the penalty zone going to be a good early game setup for RCC when it comes to a lot of these fights. The only thing for me is that I think it almost kind of works against what Castle can bring on the Akai. You're gonna have to be very surgical with the Akai and those heavy spins to make sure that once Terizla is setting up the penalty zone, you're not just heavy spinning everybody away from the engagement. So it's going to be very interesting for them. Blacklist going to go ahead. Ooh, and this is what we were seeing before. Baratz paired with a support, paired with a healer, especially something that Blacklist really kind of shines with. You were talking about it before. When it comes to the Ube strat, when it comes to the healers and the supports, that's where Blacklist really shines. And especially for a hero like Baratz, so tanky, that's all he really needs is that healer next to him to be able to kind of make him the monster he needs to be successful.
They introduced the utility junglers meta to us, and with time, they were the ones who sharpened it. So having that Rafaela here with the Barretts makes more sense to me because they did need some sustainability, and they needed someone to engage and disengage from team fights, and just bending on the Ruby to make the plays. Also the Barretts, they did need someone. I did expect to see a farm, an Estes, maybe a Diggy, but Rafaela wasn't on the top of my head because Rafaela haven't been used in a while. But anyways, take us into the game, Private.
Yeah, we're gonna see, guys. This is game one, hometown advantage for RCC. Gonna be taking on the Philippines' own Blacklist International, former M3 champions here, top of the mountain. It's a big hill that RCC needs to climb.
Wait, isn't that a Terizla room? How did I miss that?
Well, I mean, we've seen all sorts of different things here from a lot of these rosters here. We've seen everything from a Paquito mid. We've seen the Barats can go into the XP lane. We've seen an Odette out there. So Terizla roam, not exactly super shocking for me, but it's definitely something different for when it comes to some of these compositions.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But look here at the gold lane, using the strategy that I personally call protect the king, and the king here is the gold laner, the Filipino sniper, using the carry, one of the most annoying gold laners right now. But seems like there is a meal for Sinsui.
Yeah, Coupe in a little bit of trouble trying to get himself away. Is going to use that flicker to get himself away. I mean, that's going to be one that's out. But Weiser actually in trouble here. Doesn't notice that there's three members, and they're going to go ahead and flank him. He's going to use that flicker and that dash to try to get away. Oheb putting the finishing touches onto him, and is a... Good job by Blacklist. It looked like Oheb was actually in the sights of a Troublemaker, but the rest of Blacklist able to kind of go ahead and stand in front to make sure that he doesn't get taken out. Yui actually taking a heap of damage here, does dodge the Astral Orb from Troublemaker.
Oheb is in the zone. Oheb, with the help of Haji, up there in the top lane, up there in the gold lane, taking everything that's being offered in the map by RCC. But again, here we see a little bit of equalizing this equation, having the turtle bow on the other side. Sinsui went to take a purple buff. What a masterclass game. Really quick, really swift, really smooth between both of these teams. Agent Zero is down there in the bot lane playing against a CC, a Castle. And as I told you, that didn't land softly nor smoothly. The penalty zone have been missed by Coupe.
It's just the Blacklist right now just operating so smoothly. You can see even with these astral spheres, Troublemaker having a very hard time even landing them. You can see how well Blacklist is adjusted to it back and forth and having a very dominant game here, especially when it comes to having a plan after a plan after a plan. They had a plan to try to get a good gank onto RCC on the top lane, missed it, but then also able to find the gank onto Wiser. So it just the dimensions of which they can come to you are almost immeasurable, and right now we're seeing it 0-2 in favor of Blacklist.
The thing I love about Blacklist International is that they are always able to find each other, even if the spaces or like even if their positions were a little bit off or a little bit away from each other. Looking here, Blacklist have been fully visioned out. Team RCC can see them bright as daylight, but Blacklist International can actually continue on shifting this movement of I know it will sound a little bit like football, but 3-1-1 to like 3-1-1. I'm now speaking about the jungler ganking the gold lane, also the roamer with him and the gold laner himself, to also having 1-3-1. So there's always a group of 3 from Blacklist International moving together to keep this formation on and to keep this OP strat working on.
Yeah, you can see right now, a heap of damage just went to Sensui as Heavy Spin is out, and this is before the Lord fight even starts. So that's going to be an ultimate that you don't have. Blacklist going to be pulling here, looking to put some damage on. Lord has been reset as we has the Astral Echo from Troublemaker go out. You have the vision, but there's not much that they're able to capitalize on right now. And especially, I do like the counter here right now. Coupe, oh man, a little back and forth between Wiser and Ohab. Wiser actually was taking I want to say the brunt of that, but Ohab decided to back off. Big Heavy Spin does land onto One Shot. Is that going to be enough? Turtle down to about 10%, looking for the kill. One Shot finds a kill onto Yui and the Turtle. Are they going to be able to transition this Blacklist? In trouble. Sensui's going to go down, but not before taking down One Shot. Oh, actually, he doesn't go down. Topped up by, I believe that was, he was topped up by Rafaela there. So they only lose one in the name of Yui. I spoke too soon. I didn't have faith, unfortunately, in that. You can see the replay up here. Look how low Sensui gets as he's taking damage here. He down to like that mid-colored health bar, but still gets topped up by the Rafaela. Haji doing such a great job in the support role for his team.
Haji, and also taking that Akai, hitting 3 members of RCC was just a work of art coming from Sensui, escaping, and look at here the penalty zone, and the team fight seems to continue. Haji again with the survivability and also with the sustainability. He manages to engage and also to disengage, and in this case he disengaged twice and saved 2 of his team members.
Yeah, Big Heavy Spin comes out from One Shot, trying to push them into his tower. Yui gets taken down, but the rest of Blacklist is here. We do have a Detna's welcome, pushing him back into there. Wiser finds a kill. He takes down the tower there as One Shot and the rest of RCC trying to press it on. Wiser gets taken down, and that's going to be Coupe getting pushed back into Blacklist, who find another kill. 2-7. Castle is going to be able to get away. Yo-Yos be darned. He is able to find an escape.
That's what I do expect from seeing one of the best and finest XP laners of all time. Looking here at Edward with the War Axe, doing making a double kill possible on the top lane and being annoying, so annoying for RCC. And right now, after taking and winning his lane in a 1v1 phasing, or in a 1v1 battle in the bot lane, now he shifts not towards the top lane and switch between him and the gold laner, but to just help out, and he looks almost like a roamer in my eyes right now. He's now not just 3 members together, there's 4 members moving as a group, as a whole, for Blacklist International.
Yeah, big heavy spin is out early. Kubi comes in with the penalty zone, focusing down onto Haji. He might be trying to focus down the healer before we can get in here. Haji still finds a kill onto Kupi. That is going to be 2 down for RCC. Blacklist International forcing forward onto this mid lane.
Oh my god, the flask of the wasted. I'm offended.
Yeah, and you can see here right now, they are able to get the clear out there, but Blacklist International being so dominant right now, 3K lead on their opponents here. You can see the Astral Echo goes out. We do have, Weiser actually caught, might be in a little bit of trouble. He's gonna have to use that dash to get himself to safety, but a good job zoning out RCC so Blacklist can get that tower.
I just need a moment to admire how Blacklist International are moving. They are moving as groups, and this is not something that you quite see a lot in any scene, neither local nor international scene. Blacklist International are always around each other. Look at here, there's always a group of 3, 4, or even 5 to take down one objective, even 2 objectives. And look at Haji just waiting with Oheba in the bot lane. There might be a kill though.
Oh yeah, they do finally take down Edward, who's been having a phenomenal game right now. 4, 1, and 2. They do find him at bottom, but you can see with that, they take 1 tower, but the advantage for Blacklist is how far they're pushing in. High ground towers already at the top lane.
That's true, that's true. 2 turrets have been taken down from RCC, and even though they don't look so bad at this moment, yet the situation is so hard to recover from. It's not impossible, but it is also not near the word possible. Here we can see a 3K gold lead for Blacklist International, 4 turrets to 2, which is something really good for Royal Cybersports Club. But again, they need to shift out, or like to use and maximize their picks, especially the penalty zone that doesn't rhyme well with the heavy spin coming from the Akai. So they need a really good and a solid composition to take down, and I strongly suggest that they take Haji out, because when this guy is around, everything looks and seems to be a struggle.
I mean, you had Kupi diving for Haji in the last fight. Dove so deep, but then Haji able to turn around and get the kill onto Kupi. So it's like, what's left if you can't even land it onto him? Sensui, you can see up there, they go ahead, claim the first Lord of the game. And this game has been a steamroll so far for Blacklist here. We're still waiting. Right now, it's all been in Edward's hands, who've been waiting very patiently for Oheb to get farmed up. Once he starts getting those items, you can already see right there, starting to shred down those towers as they're keeping up this this pressure onto RCC. Lord up at the top. It's not even a Luminous Lord. You can see how much pressure they're starting to put on.
Yeah, and again, I'm going back to the point where I said they move as a group in a really you cannot break them apart. I cannot find the exact word for it, but you cannot take them apart from each other. Looking at Blacklist International moving like that, it's so fascinating for the eyes. Yes, it's so hard to deal with, but it's so fascinating for anyone who's watching this game. RCC, on the other hand, need to do something about it. Yes, there is now some vision, but they do need to clear, and they do need to clear it fast.
Oh, Castle got knocked and bopped around and then deleted by Blacklist there. Oheb shreds down another tower at top. You can see Blacklist going to go ahead and change their focus now, looking to possibly go for the next tower. Looks like they're just going to go with the safe route, go ahead and start clearing out the jungle.
I think that they will synchronize all the waves. Look at the bot lane and the mid lane and the top lane at this moment, but there's a heavy spin and Sinso is in trouble.
Yeah, the I'm Offended does grab out to one shot. Who gets taken out by Oheb? There's another player down, and that's going to be the shredding of the next high ground. They are almost down to no high grounds. The base is bare, alone in this Russian winter right now, as Blacklist is pushing in on them right now. 3 down. This might be it. A double kill right there and Troublemaker is able to find a kill onto Sensui. Is that going to stop this attack on the base? Haji Oheb said no. They are still trying to get a little bit of BMs there for them. That's going to be the first victory for Blacklist in this series.
cleaning things out and making a clean game, Blacklist International strikes the hometown team RCC with a full sweep at the end of the game, and also with a really solid movements, grouping, and also using and utilizing all their skills at the right moment and in the right place. Blacklist International with a